So what's the difference between a blueprint and a roadmap? The blueprint is the overall plan, the architectural framework of what you're trying to accomplish in your life. The roadmap is the path that you're going to take to achieve that blueprint, to obtain that blueprint. So let's break those two down into tangible, usable tactics and techniques. So first question I want you to ask yourself is, what is your purpose? Like, what is your purpose to others, for example? What is your purpose to your family, to the community you're trying to serve? So I'll give you an example of mine. So my overall architecture blueprint is I want to inspire people to unleash their potential by thinking bigger so that they can achieve an undefeated life. That's the overarching principle of my blueprint. Now, in order to accomplish that, I know I need to have a balanced life. And in a balanced life, I think these 9 principles should work synergistically together. Money, time, health, having fun, protecting your family, giving back, personal development enhancement, your support network, and the last one is your why. And I think all 9 of those should work together so that you achieve overall balance. So for me to fulfill my purpose, I have to be balanced. Now, out of those 9 principles, there's 2 that I feel are more prevalent so that I can achieve all 9. And that's money and time. Because in order to live the life I want, in order to serve others, I need to make money. And while making money, I also want to be able to control my time so that I do have that balance. And taking care of my family, having fun with family and friends is very important to me. But so controlling that time and making that money has to mesh. So let me break that down a little bit further. So for me, I ask myself this question when it comes to making money. Whatever I'm doing, does it pay me one time? Does it pay me passively? So think about, like, people call it mailbox money, like rental income, or you're selling something from an ad at 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that. It's just passive. You're not actively having to work the sale, let's say. Residual is, does it have the capacity to continue to pay you passively? So when it comes to money, I ask those 3 questions. Is it one time? Is it passive? Or is it residual? When it comes to time, I ask 2 questions. Is this taking up a lot of my time? Or is this leveraging my time? And so then as I go to build the roadmap, I ask those questions. And it's not that I'm looking for one over the other, because what I've learned and what I understand is that different verticals, different things you do in your life might check the box in different boxes. And there's a time and a place for everything. So in my world, I have 2 main verticals. I have the performance coaching business and I have a very successful real estate business. So let me break them down. In the performance coaching business, there's 3 things I offer. Speaking on stage, providing videos like YouTube content, things of that nature. And then the last one is a digital education product. So 3 things within the performance coaching space. So what I do is I look at, for example, speaking, and I say, okay, when I speak, am I paid one time? Am I paid passively? Does it have the ability to pay me residually? And then I say, does it take up a lot of my time or does it leverage my time? So now I know exactly what speaking does for me, right? And in that case, it's pays one time and it takes up time. So then I look at, let's say, organic videos, YouTube, things of that nature. And I say, okay, does it pay one time? Does it pay passively? Does it pay residually? And basically that pays passively. And if you hit the algorithms on social media, then it pays residually. Does it take up a lot of time or does it leverage time? For me, it doesn't take up a lot of time. So it's a good use of my time. The last one, digital education, that pays one time, doesn't pay passively, doesn't pay residually, but it doesn't take up a lot of time other than when I had to build out the course. But once it's built, it was built. So that's a performance coaching. Now, let's look at the real estate business. So I am a realtor. I run a team. I do a lot of real estate investing. So let's just look at being a realtor. So I do residential and commercial and luxury and investment real estate. So I help buyers and I help sellers, or I help people with commercial leases. So how does that pay? Does that pay one time, passively, residually? That pays one time. Does it use up a lot of my time or leverage my time? It uses up a lot of my time. Well, in the real estate investment world, there's fix and flips, which I do, and then there's rentals. So in the fix and flips, let's ask the same questions. It pays one time. There's no passive or residual. Does it take up a lot of my time or leverage my time? It's actually a good use of my time because I'm not the guy doing the work. I just manage the project and then relist the house once it looks beautiful. On the passive income side, on the rental income, that is passive and residual, correct? Because a tenant gets placed, you get paid, and that's residual as long as they keep paying you as the terms of the lease. And I run a real estate team. And a real estate team for me, does it pay one time? No, it pays passively and residually. Does it take up a lot of time? Does it leverage my time? Initially, it takes up a lot of time because we have to develop new agents, develop people joining our team. Initially, it takes up a lot of time, but once they get some experience, they get some deals under the belt, they know how they're going to market, then it's a great use of my time because it's leveraging time. So those are just the examples in my world of, my blueprint, my purpose, what I'm trying to accomplish, what I want to achieve for myself, and then my own personal roadmap and how I look at that. And so what I would ask you to do is build out your blueprint and look at what your roadmap looks like. Now, the other thing is when you look at a roadmap, there's three other things you can look at. And that is the tactics, the techniques, and the shortcuts. So the tactics are, for example, we'll say real estate. Okay, you want to be a top producing real estate agent. So what tactics are you going to use? What techniques are you going to use in order to be that top producing 1%er in the real estate spectrum, right? And a tactic is, think of it as a strategy. And a technique is the way you're going to implement that strategy. And the last one is, I mentioned shortcuts. And everything has shortcuts if you seek the right counsel, right? And what the right counsel for me might not be the right counsel for you. What's right for you might not be right for me. You have to seek the counsel based on what you're trying to achieve, the roadmap that they have taken, because they can then lay the foundation and carry you along the way through their knowledge that provides you with shortcuts. Always remember, as you're building out this personal plan, when the dream is real, the grind is fun. Now, in my next video, I'm going to talk about principle number 1 of the 9 principles of a balanced life, and that is money. So look forward to seeing you on the next video.